Fish and gentlefish. Ladies and gentlemen.
Also,
we are now broadcasting
on
live
the Squiggly TV.
On the Squiggly TV.
Which squiggles too much.
I think we need to turn this one down a little bit.
Today we're giving
broadcasting live.
Today we're giving a fake sponsor to
broadcasting live
to the Platypus Association.
Fake
who
sponsor.
Platypus pusses who can't walk or anything.
The Fake Sponsor Association is pleased to announce its association with the Fake Platypus Foundation. Association Foundation, which helps the platypuses who can't walk to be able to walk.
And they can thrive, so they don't.
In that way, they can thrive.
And they don't get endangered and die. Well, they already are endangered.
Our official unsponsor of the day is the Platypus Foundation. Yeah. Today we're doing get add dot or get add all, just using a period. We can also use a star instead.
That would be cool if we could do a broadcast.
Get add all with the star.
Broadcast.
We're here today on a modcast.
You mean a godcast? You know, gods who broke their bones and they need casts?
Whoa. I thought it was a you say it's a godcast? I thought it was a modcast.
It's a broadcast when broad gets a cast.
It's Broadway cast.
Gets a cast.
Yeah. It's when Broadway has a piece of land missing and it needs a cast.
I think the joke was that it's a godcast. And if it's a god cast, then that's when a god breaks his arm.
Yeah.
And then he has to get a cast on his arm.
Instead of being eagle dog, you should be platypus or eagle platypus.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're doing get file management here on the Overlord video game, powered using the Ruby programming language with the Gosu library. libgosu.org. Our other unofficial non-sponsor of today's event.
There's also
Apple Go-Go Squeeze. Also non-sponsored today for this live stream event. And as you can see, this video game is coming together quite nicely.
Yeah.
And now what we want to do is to commit our changes to this little place right here, a little thing you may have heard of, a little thing called GitHub. And here is my user profile. I am Eagle Dog, coming to you live today, live streaming on the Advertiser Network about git change, git commit, git add. And as you can see here on my... Hey, stop it. Hey, stop that, guys. Cut it out. Hey, stop it. Hey, stop it, guys. Here on the GitHub, you can see my profile, Eagle Dog. And if we scroll down to my contributions, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, I have 851 contributions in the last year, represented by all of these green squares. And today, February 21st, 2022, I have not made any contributions. No contributions on February 21st. 2022. Now, it looks like in February 2022, I've created 176 commits in 2 repositories, Sandbox and Overlord, and I've created 2 repositories, Overlord and BGM. But the one that we're really interested in today is Overlord. Hey guys, seriously, cut it out. Cut it out.
Sorry.
Go somewhere else to do that.
Okay.
I've asked you guys already to stop that. Cut it out, please. Here on GitHub, we are going into the Overlord repository, and this is where we are going to be reviewing changes to our code. And here in this repository, we can see that so far this is basically the living room of the repository, the main root folder, and we've got all kinds of RB files in here. And my previous git commits have been diagram, bindings, electrical, diagram, disassemble, bounce ball, loop music, grass, collisions, grass, music. Overlord inflation initialize was when I first started this repository 13 days ago. Plumbing, gem file, disassemble, maps and messages, music, grass, bounce ball and tile cleanup. Those are all my commits that are visible right now here in the main folder. So what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to go over to my terminal window, or my console window, as it were. I'm in the Overlord folder, where I can test the game out and see that it is working by typing in ruby overlord.rb. And here we do see that the video game is functioning properly. Now I'm going to check. It's also got some, it's putting out some kind of debug information. Move up, collision detected, bounce other, key presses and whatnot. And now we're going to check our get status. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, get status is an important command, one which we will be using today. And look at all of the untracked changes. Numerous modifieds, as well as untracked files. And I have not made a commit to this repository in more than a day. And it is time to commit these changes. So this is the excitement that everyone's watching for today, here on this live stream of this git commit. Git add dot. Git add space period. That's going to add all of those files that I just made changes to in the last day. And now if I check git status, all of those files, instead of showing up as red, are now showing up as green. They are committed. They are staged. They are ready to go. And now I'm just going to commit them and push. Git commit -m open quotation mark. For this git commit, I'm going to call this one ball physics. Git commit message ball physics. Okay, those are all the changes which are made in the git. And then we just push those. Git push. And now, what has happened, ladies and gentlemen, is if we go back to Eagle Dog, we will see first and foremost that our green square today shows as having one contribution on February 22nd. Next, if we go into the Overlord repository, we will find the ball physics commit has now shown up. Lib, maps, and media were all affected by that, as well as ball object bindings characters, objects, overlord, scroller, and world map. So now what I want to do is make a couple of other small changes and commit those as well. Now, one of the most important tricks that we have in programming is the trick of making small changes to the readme file. This is always a convenient way to make extra commits and just keep yourself in the habit of committing often. So I'm going to go in here and find my readme file. There it is, readme.md. And rather than a to-do list, what I have done instead is I have organized my work with upcoming features list, which is essentially the same thing as a to-do list, but we're calling it an upcoming features list instead. Create the ball rag object, push, roll, kick, ball rag, create AI mob units to roam map, add pushable blocks, add button tiles. So we've still got quite a few things we need to work on there, but I think that we want to do the AI mobs next, and also we want probably to get more, actually probably even do the AI mobs second, and before that we want to get more sounds. Add beep sounds is what we need. Add beep sounds. There we go. All right, so that's the only change we've made here in Git right now. I'm working in Sublime Text here. You can see that over by the README file, we now have this little green dot. Or is it blue? Huh. Well, we have a little dot. At any rate, we have a little dot over here on the README file. which lets us know that that's been changed and has not been pushed up to Git. So now we're going to go ahead and do that right now. We use our 3-line combination, git add everything, and git commit m readme and git push. These are our 3 magical lines that we can just use over and over and over again in GitHub and never get tired of it. Git add all. Git status. Looks like the readme is staged to be committed. Git commit -m open quotation mark readme close quotation mark. Oh, bit not found. Remember, it's not bit commit, it's git commit that we're working on here. And git push. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Another git commit push by Eagle Dog today. On this Monday evening of February 2022. And if we look now, we have 2 contributions on our green squares activity map. But what we're really interested in seeing today is Overlord. We should now be able to verify that the readme has indeed been changed. Add beep sounds, AI mobs, there you go. And I zoomed in quite far there, didn't I? There we go. And we can see here that the readme file has been updated and the commit message is readme. Oh, normally, well, yeah. I don't know if I'd prefer to see that with a space or not. Ironically here, readme actually signifies to the coder not to read that file. It just lets him know that all we did in that change was update the readme and nothing else. All these other changes were to ball physics and whatnot. Now the next thing I want to do is add in a bunch of sounds. And the way I'm going to do this is actually not through the terminal, not through the Sublime text editor, but in just my normal good old-fashioned folder system. Here for the Overlord folder, which has maps, media, a bunch of RB files, gem file, readme. Folders are bin, lib, maps, media, messages, samples. In the Overlord folder file setup. But the one that we're looking for here tonight is media, sounds. Got 1 beep in there. We want more beeps. And how do we want this folder to be structured? That is the question. I think I'm going to put it next to and not inside of the sounds folder. So I'm going to right click, new folder. I'm going to call this one beeps. Then I'm going to come over here to my Inkbelt website, my flashcards. This is where I keep all my stuff relating to my flashcards. Go into my beeps folder and do Control A to select all those. Hold down the Control key while dragging in order to copy and not move. And copy them into this beeps folder of Media Overlord. And now, back in the console, also known as the command line interface, terminal, what have you, I say git status and look at all of, well, just all of this one folder that has been added. And if I say git add all, it's a minute to think about it, and then git status shows me that all of those sounds, all of those beeping sounds have just been added. Git commit, message, add beeps, git push. And there, once again, we have committed our changes as we go. That's the way to do it. And we need to add our beep sounds. So, what we can do here then, we've got the beep sounds loaded up, and where we use them is within the characters. And we've got how it all gets pulled up and whatnot is not particularly significant right now, so much as where it gets loaded, which is in the character load sounds method. And just down here at the bottom, I'm just going to load a bunch of beeps. Looks like we already had at beep number 0, so I guess we'll just start at beep 1 here. Actually, I'll delete all these. There we go. At beep 1 is here. I guess this one will probably be called beep 1. But the folder we've put these in, instead of putting it into the sounds folder, we put it into the beeps folder. Try to keep things pretty easy here. If we do things in similar ways in different areas, then we can get some efficiencies going on. Let's see how this folder naming system worked out. And all of the beeps have names that are not, in fact, beep names. Just one that's called beep. We have buzzer, ketone, 1, ketone 2, notification 1, notification 2, notification 3. So that's what they looked like where we got them from. But now what I'm going to do in here is I'm just going to go through. Oh, no, thank you. Thank you very much, though, but no thank you. What we're going to do here is I'm on a Windows system, so I just use the F2 keyboard shortcut, which gives me the ability to quickly go in and edit these file names. And I am just going to give them all these consistently easy names. Simply by hitting F2,
You know what's funny?
Control V, and then hitting the number that I want to put in there.
Matt, do you want to know what's funny?
I do want to know what's funny.
So, everyone always says, stand up from the crowd, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself is true, but stand up from the crowd, you shouldn't do that at my school if you want to be known. I don't want to. I don't have many friends, all because I act different.
Just because you act different, you don't have any friends?
Yeah, and I have different clothes. Like, standing up from the crowd is a good thing to me, but they all think it's bad. They just want to be popular. That's all the kids are obsessed with at my school. And they don't even keep their toys just because they think they're too old. You're never too old to have things.
What do they do with their toys?
They sell them. They send them away. They're garbage.
And then there's like the stuck-up kids who say, "Dad, you're embarrassing me," whenever their dad or mom gives them a hug.
I always make fun of those kids. Like, not make fun of them, but I pretend to be like one of those. Like,
You mimic them? You rudely mimic what they just said while they're behind their back so they can't hear it? But you only do it behind their back so they can't hear it, so it's okay.
When I'm not around them.
When you're not around them.
Yeah, if you do it around them, that's completely not okay.
That's different. If they can hear you doing it and they can...
Even though they're being really bad turd heads, that doesn't mean you should be rude to them.
Right. It's not... to imitate them is one thing, but to imitate them when they're not around...
Two wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah, good point. Very well said. And so what we're doing here with this... chirp 1, chirp 2, robots 1 through 4, 2 zaps, and a zip.
Matt. You can do this. Matt, I'm giving this to you guys. I don't know what it is, but it's really beautiful.
Chirp 1. Oh, wow.
Isn't
That
it
is incredible.
It's
Oh, wow.
and it just clips onto stuff. I was thinking about time.
Looks like a horse saddle for a little doll horse.
It does.
Could we put it on a horse and use it as a horse saddle? A little pink leather horse saddle for a doll horse.
We also put it on here. So here you go. I'll just set it on this chair.
Well, I will continue doing this, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to be
Remember
adding
this
more
boba toy?
of
Like-
these sounds into this folder.
Like it was these like drink cats. Like they were different drinks. And I got a boba one, and these are like supposed to be like boba. Look. See how they're all circling around?
Oh, wow. Are they like
It also
Bulbasaurs?
came with a cup. No, they're cats.
Boba? What's boba?
Like a drink.
Oh, boba drink cats.
Look how cute their feet are.
That is pretty amazing.
I love their eyes. They're so big
Yes,
and
indeed.
beautiful. Look at their eyes. They're so cute.
So now what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to go into this characters folder where we've got all of these sounds loaded up. And I'm just going to assign them to a whole bunch of different buttons that this character could press. And this will help to build up functionality for use later. Move, grid, load sounds. Trying to see where the key press event is on this. Start, move down, start, move right, start, move left, handle update. Appears that the key press is called from somewhere else. We've got start, move left, start, move right, kick. All right, so all I'm going to do is I'm just going to, in here, I'm just going to do a bunch of one-liner sound methods. So we'll say like sound 1, sound 2, sound 3, sound 4. Or we can have them be like just the different letters that I push, I guess. So maybe I'll call them B1, A1, P1, G1, whatever button I'm going to press. Or I could do 0 actually. So let's just start on the top left corner of the keyboard. So it would be Q0, def Q0, and then it would be at beep1 dot play, and then end. So there's my my little method that I'm going to use for making all these beeps to play. So this one will be W, this one will be E, this one will be A, this one will be S, this one will be D. Although those are actually already in use, all those keys. The W is, so let's replace that one with an R. And the A, S, and D are all in use. So we'll do Z, X, and C. And those will play the different beeps. 6, I think we had 7. So we'll do one more, which will be T. To play the 7 beeps. So for kick, we'll have it be, that's actually going to the space bar. So have that one do chirp. At chirp, whoa, at chirp1 dot play. Okay, and now we've got all these new sounds loaded in, and I just want to call them whenever certain keys are pressed. So those are going to be handled right now currently in the scroller file here. Handle key held down, handle key press. Oh, if map action ID equals. Oh, I see. They've got that if it's this or this. Well, really, all I want is anytime we press the key, what we want is to say at player dot what did I call it? Like Q0. If ID equals keyboard Q. There we go. So theoretically, what's going to happen here? Oh, W's taken, so we'll do E R Z X C, and didn't we have one more? We chose to use T. There we go. A little bit of speed programming going on here, ladies and gentlemen, as you can tell. And I hit Control S to save. Exit full screen. Return to Overlord. Control B to run and test. And now I should have extra sounds loaded up. Let's test them out.
You know what type of attic is
Oh, I got the buzzer. The before and after ads are always fake, you think? Okay, so I think I've got those sound effects in place there pretty good.
Or put it. Look.
Oh, she looks great. You should do before and after of her. Oh, wait, you said you didn't like before and after. Never mind.
Participating such act. She probably would.
She'd be. That's an exception. That's when it's okay for
joking with it.
for doing a.
I think she's pretty, but the only thing I don't like is Lucy told me to cut off her bangs. She had bangs like these little tiny rope type things. She had
Interesting.
me cut them off. My favorite part are her shoes.
So here we're doing our git add and git status. You can see it's renamed all these files here. And git commit. This is actually a pretty nice feature we've just added. Is the key presses make the beep sounds now. So beep keys. So beep keys. There we go. Commit is ready to go. Git push. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, if we go over to my Eagle Dog GitHub activity for the day, I now have, instead of having only 0 contributions, I have 4 contributions. And that's the way we do it. We just make changes and contribute, make changes and contribute all day long, day in, day out, day or night, up and down. Sun shining or moon shining or just pure darkness. Oh, this is the space bar. Listen to what the space bar does. Oh, that's pretty good. The buzzer is a little bit intense. I like that chirp sound. That's the space bar right now is making that chirp sound. What I want to make it do is so that if he's standing here holding the ball, and I press the space bar, then he'll kick it or throw it or something, do something with it. Right now he just levitates it. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that has been our review of the use of Git. Using Git to add all of our changes that we've made to our code, and then commit those changes, and then push those changes, and then do it again and again and again, as long as we can. I am Eagle Dog, and today I've been broadcasting live on the Aggretizer Network. on YouTube live. I've been demonstrating how to add files to a repository using Git for a video game that I'm working on in Ruby using the Gosu game programming library. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I hope it has been a worthy adventure for you, as it has for me, as we now prepare to wind down this live stream, coming to you here from Jonesville. Until next time, this has been